This is my first video for my YouTube channel. I felt it very fitting that I filmed the first one sitting on my balcony in Delhi. Delhi for me is an amazing place. It's energy, it's life, it's hectic, it's chaos, it's insanity, it's so many things. But somehow I feel a sense of peace here. This is it's either fourth or fifth trip here. I truly can't remember. I'm sure if I went back and counted the stamps on my passport, I could tell you, but it's just this incredible place that is full of some amazing human beings that are truly, it's unlike any other place that I've ever traveled. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but there's a bird. It almost sounds like a whippoorwill, but I'm not even sure that they have those here, so I'm not sure what it could be, but there's traffic down below. I'm in one of the busiest areas, Connaught Place. It's hectic, it's crazy, it's insane. You want to be careful crossing the road. I mean, it's like New York times 5,000, 500,000 even, in terms of aggressive drivers. And I was speaking with the guy that drove me from the airport to my hotel today. His name is John, and I met a couple of years ago when he was driving for the hotel that I was staying at. And I always try when I come back to make sure that I go back to people that I know. It's no different than making a friend in the States. You'd want to work with them on something, and it's the same here. But anyways, John and I were talking, and I said that what I really feel keeps me coming back are the people. Every single time that I've taken a trip here, I've met people and made friends that I consider lifelong friends. John calls me his sister. My friend Morgan and I traveled here together in 2023, and he adopted us. He took us under his wing. He didn't have to take us to where he did. You know, he could have just driven us and left us and then come back for us, but he didn't. We were going to get a tattoo. The very first day, we literally checked into the hotel. He came back, he picked us up, and off we went. And he made sure that we got there okay. He walked us to the studio. He came in, he sat. He even stayed beyond the time that we'd originally hired him for, just to make sure that we were okay. And he calls us his sisters, his bahats. And that's very indicative of the experiences that I have here. And it's amazing. Now, it's not this way for everyone. I have a good friend. I consider him a friend. He's my tattoo artist, but his name is Yasmir, and he owns Brown Boys Tattoos here in Delhi and CP. And one of the things that we talked about was the fact that Delhi isn't for everyone. I was once told by someone that I worked with, you either love it or you hate it, and you truly are in those two camps. For my British friends, you'll know that expression from Marmite. It's very the same here. I've met people who, when I say that I've gone to India, they've said, how did you find it? I said, my God, I love it. It's amazing. It's this, it's that. And they go, oh, yeah, no, I didn't really like it. It's a lot. Like I said, it's an assault. But there's also other things that you have to look at, and you have to look at differently. Humanity here is very different. Civility is different. People are different on a different level of politeness. Clearly my lights have just come on, so evening is coming. But it truly is just a wonderful place. I take great sense of solace and peace here, despite the insanity, despite the craziness of the traffic and the people and the energy and the dogs, and not so much in the area that I'm in, but cows. You can go to Old Delhi and there are still cows wandering the streets. Because they're sacred, you just let them be. And that, I think, is very indicative of the way here. John and I were talking about it in the car, that we got talking a little bit about religion. He pointed out that there was a Catholic church, and he mentioned that he was Catholic, and I was surprised because I don't always feel like there are a lot of Catholics in India, and certainly not that you hear about, and I'm sure there are. But we got talking about religion. He asked what faith I was, and I said that I used to be a practicing Catholic, but that I'd gotten away from it. And I've gotten away from it for a number of reasons, but the biggest for me is a sense of hypocrisy. It's my choice, my opinion. I don't expect anyone else to have it, but for me, it's huge. The way I live my life, I want people just do good, be good. Let people be. My husband says, don't ask me to pray to your socks and I won't ask you to pray to mine. Clearly he's not praying to his socks, but I think that that's a great example. You do you. If you pray to Muhammad, if you pray to God as Christians know it, if you're Jewish and you have a relationship with God that's different, or you're a Jehovah's Witness and you have, again, a very different relationship, you're a Buddhist and you don't necessarily have a God-like figure, you're Hindu and you have thousands of gods, there are so many different aspects of religion and humanity. I think the core of it comes down to just being good. Be a good person. Allow other people to be good and allow them to flourish in their own right, doing their own thing, because you wouldn't want them to tell you that you were wrong for your thoughts and beliefs. So I don't necessarily think you should be telling them that they are. Anyways, clearly not the direction of the conversation that I wanted to go in, certainly not for my first YouTube video. But I really just wanted to pop on and give a little bit of the reasons about what it is that attracts me to Delhi and India as a whole. Delhi is Delhi, very much in and of itself. Yasmir was saying to me, because I said, you know, I love it here, I find the energy amazing, but I don't think I could live here. And the funny thing is, he said to me, he said, I'm not sure people who aren't born in Delhi or in the immediate area are able to thrive here either. It's a very different and almost difficult city. But again, it's no different than if you live in the US. Boston's different from New York, and it's different from Houston, it's different from Miami, it's different from Orlando, it's different from Seattle. Every place is different. And to be able to embrace those differences, I think that's what makes it appealing. This trip, we're spending a couple of days in Delhi. Saturday morning, we're actually leaving for Agra. If you've been following me, you know that I've recently started in terms of some content creation. And I'm looking at being able to introduce people in the States who never would imagine actually traveling here to some of the amazing sites, you know, at the risk of sounding corny, you know, some of the more touristy things, but also some of the things that are off the beaten path. Restaurants that I found that I love. A very good friend of mine has a friend whose husband owns restaurants here. And I want to be able to highlight those, to be able to showcase those. What are they like? You know, if you do ever get here, have the food, experience. Darren was telling me that our neighbor has said that she'd always loved to travel to India, but she's afraid of getting Delhi belly, as it's known here, which means that you're never far from the toilet. In all my trips, I can say that I've had 2 incidents. One, I ate street food. I ate chicken from a food truck in Gurgaon 2016, I think it was. Somebody didn't know it was for me, and as soon as they found out that I'd eaten it, they were. And the last time, which was 2 trips later, so my 3rd trip after that, I traveled we started in Delhi, we went to Agra, we went to Jaipur, we met some amazing people. We had dinner at Baradari, which is the Palace restaurant in Jaipur city, and had a fantastic time. So much so that we actually didn't want to go home, so we ended up going to an after party with some of the restaurant staff, and it was, I never did get the name of it, but we were told that it was a Duke's Palace instead of the Prince's Palace. We were partying at the Duke's Palace, and they had a nightclub, and it was great, but we didn't even think twice. Everywhere that we'd been had been safe, and my friend had a shot of tequila, I had a gin and tonic with ice, which I hadn't thought about anywhere else. Long story short, probably about 5 or 6 hours later, the toilet was our friend, as was activated charcoal and hydration sticks and anything else that you can think of. So needless to say, it was a little rough. She recovered much faster than I did. Unfortunately, I continued to drink what I thought was just cold coffee, as in very Western, but kept in the refrigerator. When in reality, it was made with ice that wasn't purified. It wasn't made with purified water. And it was so hot in Jodhpur, where we'd moved on to, that the ice was melting before we realized every day. And it tore through me. Again, I apologize for the graphicness, but 3 days before I realized, we got up for breakfast one morning, I happened to pick up my glass, happened to listen, you could hear the tinkling, and I was like, shit. Needless to say, I stopped drinking my cold coffee with ice, doubled up on my omelets in the morning and some rice, and I was actually feeling better on the 4th day. Does it happen? Yes, it does. If you're careful and you pay attention to where you're eating and what you're eating and what you're doing and what you're drinking even, you can beat it. You can avoid it. One of the biggest things, water. You'll see it's a pretty good sized bottle of water. I bet I go through 4 or 5 of these every day, not including what I have at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's important to stay hydrated. I bring my hydration sticks from the US. I do all of it. One of the things that I keep talking about on my platform on Instagram is it's about balance. It's about creating your balance. This is how I create my balance. I make sure that I have the water. I make sure that I'm eating. I make sure I am taking care of me, but also at the same time taking care of me in different ways. My husband is amazing in that he completely understands that I need these trips to recharge. It's as though I have a battery inside of me that just drains. And it's not that anyone's an energy suck or anything like that. It's just over time, it wears down. I'm a giver. My day job as an executive assistant, by the very definition, I am taking care of all day, every day. And while Darren's a great dad at home, he takes care of the boys, I still get calls from the boys. I still get text messages. I get calls and text messages from our daughter who's away at university, and just things that she needs help with and she needs answers. And I want to be able to be there for all of them. So this is my balance. This is how I find it. When I'm home, I've recently started meditating again. I've gotten away from it. We'll get into the meditation bit another time. It's not meditating like most people know, but it helped me find a little bit more of the balance. I'm also making time for me. I'm carving out that time and it's important to do that. So you ask why I come to Delhi? It's to find a way to create the balance for me in this hectic, crazy, loud, noisy, smelly, hot, it's 105 with the humidity at the moment, environment. That's how I create my balance. I take time like this just to sit, to listen to the noise, to listen to the chaos, to find my place within it and just be. So I hope that you've enjoyed my first video. There will be more to come. Part of what I do is a little bit of fashion, a little bit of makeup, beauty, if you will. A little bit of what I do, how I create my balance, really. What I do for that, whether it's how to simplify things, parental advice. Not that I am one to be giving advice by any means, but I've got 3 kids, 13, 16, and 21. The fact that I have managed, with my husband's help, to get them to that point, I find pretty damn impressive, because there are days that I scratch my head. But if me going through something makes it a little bit easier for you to go through it, that to me makes it worthwhile having these conversations. The other piece, I'm a 50-year-old woman. I was told today that I absolutely didn't look it, and actually I look younger than I did the last time that the person saw me, which was 2 years ago. I've also lost weight. I've lost 100 pounds. That's been a very difficult journey. I'm not always comfortable with how I look and who I am. I have saggy skin. I have a flat ass. I have a lot of things that I question about me. And again, if this is something that maybe will help you, then I am happy to bring you along on my journey. So come back, check in periodically, click like and follow, and you'll get our updates when I post new videos for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, just about 2 weeks. I'm going to be in India, so I'll probably do these every couple of days. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook, again, creating my balance. Come and find us. Take a look and see what we have for the next couple of weeks. It's going to be more travel-based. But if you've ever thought about India, imagine going to India, traveling here, like and follow. Come and see what we're getting up to. In the meantime, take a little bit of time for you. If it's 5 minutes in the morning with a cup of coffee before your kids wake up, or you're like me and can get away for a couple of weeks and take a vacation, do that. Whatever you need to create your balance is what you need to do for you.